Thank you very much for the introduction. Good afternoon, good morning, and maybe good evening. My name is Koji Yamamoto, Vice President of Japan Organization for Metals and Energy Security, JOGMEC, in charge of technology. As one of the organizer of this event, I would like to express my profound gratitude for the contribution of all of the presenters and attendance of audiences. I have heard that more than 1,500 people have registered to the event from all over the world, although there should be time difference. And firstly, I'm talking about our organization itself, JOGMEC. JOGMEC is established to secure Japanese energy security through supporting the private industries. And we are support to import oil and LNG from all over the world to Japan. And recently, function of JOGMEC was extended from the energy security to the carbon neutrality, because carbon neutral should be one of the very important conditions to secure the Japanese future. JOGMEC is 100% government-funded organization, and mainly we are supporting upstream oil and gas industry and metal importers. Our tool to support industry is one is financial support, and another one is technical support. And recently, CCS and low carbon fuels like blue and green hydrogen or ammonia were added to our function. And we are working with Japanese private companies and international oil companies and national oil companies and national foreign government too. Our unique position of JOGMEC is to build a relationship between many different stakeholders like governments, Japanese and foreign governments, research and development firms, and companies, and users too. And CCS is quite important for us because IEA report said even in 2015, maybe we need to store more than 240 million tons of CO2 into the geological formation, even if we introduce green renewable energy as much as possible, and the nuclear power plant will be returned into the operation. And JOGMEC should support to reach this goal. As I told, financial support and technical support are our main tool. And also, we are working to build capacity and human resources in the Asian countries and Japan, and making good stakeholder cooperations, and some non-technical issues such as building the operation guidelines and building supporting to build the regulations. Our support to CCS is like this. Before the FID, final investment decision, we can do some geophysical study to assess the capacity of CCS potential using our knowledge about upstream oil and gas industry. And we support technical research and development. And we try to do some pilot projects to verify technologies. As Mr. Sota introduced, we have started some joint research and pilot project in Indonesia with assistant to with the full terminal. And also, before the project started, we analyze and develop the hydrogen value chain, ammonia value chain, and do the feasibility study of the project. And after the FID, mainly financial support will be provided to the operators. And also, we continue supporting the operators through the with our technical knowledge about the upstream oil and gas industries. Also, we have other potential support mechanisms like regulation, training, and making a good relationship with foreign countries. And credit, CCS, carbon credit is quite important to develop a CCS mechanism and monetize the CCS because it is essential to make the CCS as industrially and commercially feasible mechanism. There can be some different mechanisms. One is oil and LNG can be imported like this moment, and produced CO2 will be sequestrated in Japan. Another possible way is CO2 should be returned to the oil-producing country and sequestrated, stored there. And another way is to produce a blue hydrogen or ammonia in the oil-producing countries and import such low-carbon fuels to Japan. In any case, credit is quite important. Without the mechanism of the carbon credit, we cannot develop such a scheme of industry, as well as the rule of the CO2 transport overseas. Okay. And I'm talking about some detail about our support. One is exploration of candidate storage site and also the capacity assessment. We have our own exploration ship, geophysical ship, and we can do the exploration of possible candidate CCS site in Japan, and in the future, the ship can be used overseas. And we started the pilot project. Jatibarang field in Indonesia is one of the example, and also we are extending such project to the other countries and developing a clean fuel chain feasibility study, and it will be continued to the pre-feed stage and feed stage. After the FID, JOGMEC can provide equity capital or loan guarantee for the exploration and storage phase of special purpose company, which can involve a Japanese entity. And some proposed project is strongly expected to demonstrate its contribution to stable supply of energy to Japan. Some detail, please contact the JOGMEC. Already, we have started a lot of feasibility studies with Asia Pacific region and Middle East. Some key region is Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, and United Arab Emirates. But field should be extended to some other regions. About research and development, JOGMEC itself is not so much deeply involved into the basic research and development, but our position is to support the research companies to introduce their technology to the real field, because we have a good relationship with foreign and domestic oil companies, resource companies, and site screening and site selection, site characterization, and evaluation of well integrity, etc. Those are kind of the application of upstream oil and gas industry technologies, and some new technologies like CO2 mineralization. And very recently, we started the methane emission quantification studies with Japanese research organization, JAXA, it is Japanese NASA, and Japanese airline company, ANA. Another application is DDR membrane. It is a separation technology of CO2 and methane. And another function of us is standardization of CCS and greenhouse gas carbon intensity accounting. We have developed the guideline to measure the GHG, and also good best practice of CO2 CCS operation is written, edited, and written in the Japanese language, and summary is available in English. If you are interested in, please access to our website. And now we are making a new guideline for CO2 EOR as CCS, because CO2 EOR can be a very promising technology to reduce carbon intensity of oil and gas hydrocarbon. However, there is no the established rule or guideline to do CO2 EOR as CCS. So now we are making this guideline. This will be available within a few months. And stakeholder cooperation, we have a good relationship with foreign countries, foreign oil producing countries, and national oil corporations. So such cooperation can be useful, valuable to develop a new CCS project. And we have a good relationship with international organizations as these organizations. So for more information, please contact us or look at our website. Thank you very much.
Dr. Yamamoto, thank you very much for your great presentation. Since JOGMEC amended its legislation last year, I believe many JOGMEC staff welcome this major leap and have recognized the importance of their role in leading CCS in domestic and overseas. We are always happy to discuss with business partners in ASEAN and global. I would now like to invite questions for Dr. Yamamoto's presentation. Dr. Yamamoto, would you please answer this question? According to JOGMEC point of view, do carbon credits need to apply corresponding adjustment? Are you working or do you have a methodology apart from EOR for crediting CCS activities?
Okay. At this moment, we haven't made any firm application or rule to count CCS as credit. But through this event, we try to find a good way to utilize CCS and making a credit from CCS. Because we know that there are a lot of different opinions about CCS as a way to reduce the carbon greenhouse gas reduction. So this event is the first point to make us. Also, this event is supporting us to make the CCS as credit. Can it be the answer?
Thank you very much for answering the question. There is another one. The next question is, will the data from JOGMEC's CCS site survey be published on JOGMEC's website or elsewhere? Does everyone have access to that data?
Okay, there can be the two different data. One is the Japanese domestic data, and another one is international overseas data. And already some studies in the domestic field have been done, but it should be extended to the more areas. And you can access to our data. So please contact to us. And about the overseas, we have done some limited studies, and some studies have been made public in the, some scientific paper. It is in some conference. We think that availability of data will be expanded.
Thank you very much.